I was working with some guys that got into Sasquatch, and they went on an expedition down in Oregon with Peter Barron. And I thought that was kind of cool. So I started looking things up on the internet, and I found the BFRO website, and I thought that's kind of cool. They offer expeditions. So saved up my money, and I went on an expedition in 2006. And so this was over east of Mount Rainier. I had something come up walking around my tent in the middle of the night, and I called out. I was really tired. I'd just gotten back from a night walk, and it was about 2 a.m. And I'm in my tent, and something comes up. I can hear it stomping bipedally up to my tent, and I asked, "Who is it?" And it stopped. And the next morning, we got up, and we found footprints leading out of the woods down a small road and then up to my camp around my tent. Small little prints about 8 inches long. So we would surmise that it would have been a juvenile Bigfoot or something walking up and walking around my tent just because it knew I had went to sleep.
Not until probably a couple years ago, so 2012, 2013, did I have something happen to me here, actually, at Jim Creek, where I don't know what it was. I have no idea, but I was setting up our 50-foot alpine tower, and I was by myself, and which was typical. You know, somebody comes in, sets it up, and then the additional team shows up closer to start time, and I was out there by myself, and there's a couple different platforms on the alpine tower, and the first platform is 10 feet high, and it's just this ladder that you crawl up to it. And anyway, I was setting up ropes, and I heard this really deep guttural sound from behind me, pretty far off behind me, and it made me freeze and listen. And then maybe about 10 seconds later, I heard it again, and it scared me enough that I crawled up the 10-foot ladder and sat on the platform, and I wasn't coming down, and I was just dead quiet, listening and trying to find it, because I wasn't behind me, but it was hiding in the bushes, the foliage that was over there, and I could hear it moving, but it wasn't like crashing through the bushes. It was more just slowly traveling away, and I didn't hear anything after that. And then finally one of my coworkers showed up and is like, what are you doing up there? I'm like, I don't know what I heard, but it scared me enough to crawl up here and wait for somebody else to come.